Well, ever since Trump was inaugurated for the second time, it has felt like the world is on fire. And that's in no small part due to the fact that huge swaths of our country really are on fire. California's Palisades fire, covering some 24,000 acres in western Los Angeles, is still burning, been burning for weeks. The Eaton blaze is still burning. And not so long ago, just recently, a new wildfire, the Hughes fire, sparked and rapidly charred more than 10,000 acres in northern Los Angeles. It just keeps going and going and going. And MAGA Republicans, they love to hit Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass for being out of the country when this tragedy first started. They love to spread misinformation about the water supply in LA fire hydrants and California's forest management. But you know what they don't like to talk about? Because it's a distraction, what they don't like to talk about, the reality of climate change, our climate crisis, and how it is worsening natural disasters across this country.
Wildfire tearing through one of the world's wealthiest and most celebrated cities is staggering. But the latest evidence from the EU's Climate Monitoring Service suggests the fires aren't remarkable just because of where they are, but why. Last year was the hottest ever recorded. Not everywhere, as this map of air temperatures shows, but averaged out, 2024 was 1.6 degrees warmer than pre-industrial times. Look at that data another way, and you can see just how anomalously warm 2023 and 2024 were. The analysis also found that that warmer atmosphere also held the highest moisture levels ever recorded, 5% more than the 30-year average. Moisture that must fall as rain, causing 2024's extreme flooding, like here in Valencia in Spain, and places where that rain didn't fall, like East Africa, just had to deal with extreme heat and record drought. Our climate has become alien to us.
Just over the last 7 years, 137 separate billion-dollar disasters have killed at least some 6,000 people and cost more than $1 trillion in damage. Even when their own voters in deeply red states are harmed, like during the recent hurricanes that hit the Southeast, they say nothing about climate change. They're silent. They never propose anything to address this huge problem. In fact, during the presidential campaign, Donald Trump actually put forth a host of proposals that would make the climate crisis worse. Watch.
Hurricane Helene, the monster storm that tore through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. The damage, catastrophic. So many lives lost, and recovery will take years. Not the first one this big, and it won't be the last. But it could be the last time the federal government can help the victims of this kind of disaster. Donald Trump's Project 2025 has a plan for the states that hurricanes and disasters hit hardest. Cancel the National Weather Service so we won't even know what's coming. Close the National Hurricane Center, which tracks these monsters and gives us a little time to prepare. Tear FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, apart. Get rid of federal flood insurance. If your home is destroyed, you're not covered. The monster storms won't stop coming. But with Donald Trump's Project 2025, we'll never be ready for one again.
Now, look, I know what you're thinking. Don, that all sounds terrible. But that was a Democratic political ad. Trump can't seriously want to do all of those things. That's what you're thinking. Trump can't possibly want to destroy FEMA. That would be crazy. So many Americans, especially in red states that are, predisposed to tornadoes and hurricanes, they rely on FEMA. FEMA workers are lifesavers. Well, my friends, I want you to listen to Trump. This was very recently after he was inaugurated on Sean Hannity's show.
Now, I will say that Los Angeles has changed everything because a lot of money is going to be necessary for Los Angeles. And a lot of people on the other side want that to happen. And
North Carolina, too.
Fast. Well, they don't care about North Carolina. The Democrats don't care about North Carolina. What they've done with FEMA is so bad. FEMA is a whole nother discussion because all it does is complicate everything. FEMA has not done their job for the last 4 years. I had FEMA working really well. We had hurricanes in Florida. We had Alabama tornadoes. But unless you have certain types of leadership, it gets in the way. And FEMA is going to be a whole big discussion very shortly, because I'd rather see the states take care of their own problems. If they have a tornado someplace, and if they let that state. Oklahoma is very competent. I love Oklahoma. 77 out of 77 districts.
So much to unpack here, okay? Democrats don't care about North Carolina? Hey, look, Donald Trump. I know facts aren't exactly your thing. I know you prefer alternative facts, but guess what? The Biden-Harris administration approved more than $1.8 billion in federal assistance for North Carolina communities affected by Hurricanes Helene and Milton. FEMA deployed more than 4,400 personnel to the state, working side by side with more than 8,000 federal responders to support local governments in their recovery efforts. More than 3,000 families who cannot return home are staying in safe and clean lodging through FEMA's shelters in their assistance program. Months have passed since the hurricanes tore across the state, and FEMA personnel are still on the ground, actively coordinating with local officials. Now, to your second claim, states should take care of their own natural disasters? Okay, look, I'm sorry, I don't think that you have really thought this through, because guess what, okay? Rich blue states like California and New York, rich blue states that pay more into the government through taxes than they get back, well, they're going to likely be fine, and they're going to be able to handle their own disaster relief recovery efforts. You know who won't be fine in all of this? Poor red states, the people who support you, states that support you. Once again, MAGA is intent to eat its own. Trump's plans would devastate the communities that overwhelmingly supported him. Now, some might say, Don, you should not be politicizing natural disasters. And to that I say, what world are you living in? Have you watched how Donald Trump has politicized the California wildfires? We need to meet Republicans where they are and combat their false narratives.
A lot of Trump's political technique is to disconnect people's political beliefs from their material experience to a certain extent. How do we fight back against that? Because he's certainly going to keep doing that for the next 4 years. As things get worse, he's going to go, they're getting better. Everything's getting better. You know, a lot of people are going to go, oh, yeah, they are, because that's what I'm seeing on TV, right?
Yeah, I think you put your finger on something really important, which is that this doesn't just happen. Trump is creating a narrative, and it is important that the climate movement also contest for that narrative. I have been in way too many conversations where a disaster happens and a lot of people are like, oh, we shouldn't politicize that. We should just talk about direct aid or FEMA. And I'm like, no, this is a political issue. And it's actually absolutely incumbent on the climate movement to draw those dots. There's a question about when disasters like this happen, when the media and the public are extra receptive to hearing narratives about climate, how do you jump in on that and do direct actions, do storytelling that actually can cut through some of what Trump is putting out there and put forward our own narrative, which is actually that these disasters are happening because fossil fuel companies have bought out our government and they have stopped progress. And we could stop them from getting worse, and we could prepare so that when they happen, you're actually supported to evacuate, given time off work, your home gets rebuilt. There's actually support after a hurricane, after a fire, after a flood. And I think that is something that people are really receptive to.
The fact of the matter is, Democrats want to support folks who are victims of natural disasters, and they want to enact climate policies to lessen the damage of those disasters. MAGA Republicans simply do not. Why? I don't know. Perhaps they truly believe that Democrats and Jewish space lasers control the weather. But wait, this is for all the MAGA Republicans who are hate watching me right now. If Democrats and Jewish space lasers control the weather, shouldn't they be funded? You'd be funding FEMA and the National Weather Service to combat the evil Democratic storms? Make it make sense to me. These hurricanes, these tornadoes, these cold snaps and wildfires, they are equal opportunity life destroyers.
This is a time when no matter who you are and what your politics are, we have to fight this. We have to figure out how to fix this.
Wildfires don't discriminate against Democrats or Republicans. Everybody's hit by it universally, much like a lot of the problems we face in our country. And we've got to figure out how to look beyond the vitriol, is what you just said, the infection that is happening in our country, and try and fight for working together, fighting for the people. It's not about representing your party as much as it is fighting for the people.
Well said. Well said. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.